Governor,
It's been tough
returning
for
to the
Paul Sagan
budget.
to resign after he made a $100,000 donation to a pro-charter school group. What are your thoughts?
I think that's ridiculous. First of all, there are 32,000 kids on waiting lists in the Commonwealth of Mass trying to get into public charter schools. These are kids, for the most part, who live in school districts that, based on any measure, are underperforming school districts. This ballot question is about giving those kids the same opportunity that the other kids across the Commonwealth have, which is the ability to go to a school that's going to prepare them for their future. If other people want to make this all about the adults, that's fine. We're going to focus on the kids.
The donation doesn't compromise this position.
It's a nothing burger. I mean, the Board of Education is basically in the business of determining whether charter schools in Massachusetts are performing or not. And by the way, over the course of many years now in Massachusetts, our Board of Education has demonstrated, I think, that we have one of the best systems in the country for both signing up charter schools and for closing them if they're not performing, and that's going to continue to be the case.
But if the board is there to try to determine whether charter schools are working or not, then you have a guy who's the head of the board who's giving a huge amount of money to the pro-charter school folks. Doesn't that set up some kind of appearance that he's...
My understanding is that he filed all the proper paperwork with the Ethics Commission before he did this, and the Ethics Commission signed off on it. I mean, in some respects, this is just another example of people worrying about the adults and not focusing on the core issue, which is 32,000 kids on a waiting list. That number would be a lot bigger, by the way, if we actually didn't have a cap on charter schools in Massachusetts, because I believe the demand's a lot higher. All of whom would simply like to be able to go to a school where they can be best suited to prepare for their future. That's where the focus should be, and that's certainly where our focus is.
But is there any concern that you send out the image that, or the sense that this gentleman is in the tank on one side?
Like I said, we filled out all the proper paperwork and the Ethics Commission signed off on the donation. Are we going to get into the business of saying every private citizen in Massachusetts has no ability to do anything associated with their private position? And again, this is about adults complaining about adults. Let's get back to the real focus here, which is what are we going to do to make sure that every kid in Massachusetts has the same chance that we all had to get the kind of education that they deserve so that they can build a great life here in the Commonwealth. That's what this issue is about. Period.